This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social. I'm now joined by the $1 billion man, Eddie Hearn. Eddie, a much more casual look being sported today.
Well, it's very hot in here, so and it will get hotter as the night goes on. You know, already filling up. Everyone anticipating the arrival of Andi Joshua, and of course the undercard as well here for the final workout.
I mean, I know you love your call, but what is it about this place that you've just got such a love and affiliation for?
I think it's just because I've been coming down here since I was about 8 years old, and you know, I remember some great nights down here every time. Obviously there's no fights down here tonight, but you know, there's always a great atmosphere, and real fight fans know where your call is. You don't have to tell them where it is, you just have to say your call and they'll be here.
We are here for the main man, Anthony Joshua, the busiest week in probably the British boxing schedule. What are your thoughts now that we're here? It's only a few days away.
Just excited, nervous, you know, not just for AJ, but the fighters on the card as well. You know, beneath AJ there's 3 50-50 fights that are very important for a lot of people. For AJ, I'm nervous for him because I know how much he wants to put on a performance. I know how dangerous the fight is, while others, you know, don't know a lot about Povetkin might not think it is, and then you speak to people in boxing, people around here who say it's a tough fight, and you know, I'm excited. Every time Joshua fights, it's an incredible occasion for British boxing, and on Saturday there'll be 80,000 people at the National Stadium. The whole world will be watching, and as always the country will stop to watch, I believe, the best heavyweight in the world.
Do you think it is unfair when people who maybe don't know much about Povetkin possibly give you or other people involved around the fight a bit of stick for giving him the Anthony Joshua fight? I know it's mandatory, but other people won't know about it.
There's nothing we can do about it, and two, he's number 3 in the world with the Ring magazine. So, you know, when you talk about the Ring ratings of Joshua 1, Wilder 2, Povetkin 3, that should tell you everything you need to know. He's won in the WBA, he's won in the WBO, he's lost once to Vladimir Klitschko, he's an Olympic gold medalist, he's an outstanding heavyweight. So I hope Anthony gets the credit he deserves if he can win this fight, and you know, it's not going to be easy.
Obviously Povetkin's had his drug test failures in the past. Have you been happy with the way that everything's been dealt through this camp and the procedure? Yeah,
I mean, he's already signed up to random VADA testing. We've had additional VADA testing in this fight, which both fighters signed up to. Anthony does that for every single fight. It's been going on for 10 weeks. I think both guys have been tested sort of 7, 8, 9 times already this camp. They'll be tested this week as well, so I'm happy.
In the build-up to obviously AJ Pulev pulled out injured and Takam stepped in. Was there a backup opponent in place in case the same happened with Povetkin?
No, because it gets a little bit harder to do it every time. So, you know, we know how much Povetkin wants this fight. We know how much his team wants this fight. So, you know, we knew they'd be here, and they're here. They're confident. They're ready. It's a big team. Probably 60 or 70 people flown up, just part of the team. Got a lot of backing in Russia, and it's a big fight for them.
Campbell-Mendy as well in a rematch. Is this, how significant can this be for Campbell?
It's make or break for Luke Campbell in terms of world level. You know, he lost to Mendy last time. People say he wasn't himself, but he got beat fair and square, you know, by a very game tough Mendy. And you know, I think that it's a dangerous fight, but one that will lead him to the WBC world title. So you know, it's a very interesting fight, and that's going to be a cracker.
After seeing him against Jorge Linares, what are your thoughts in terms of Luke's position? Is he world level? He's just not quite had the break that he's probably deserved yet?
Yeah, Luke Campbell had a great fight with Jorge Linares, and it was very, very close. I thought on the night he nicked it. When I watched it back, I thought it was a draw. But again, this is going to be a very, very tough test for Campbell. You know, he's already lost to Mendy once, and he must beat him, and you know, to keep his world title dreams alive.
And obviously Lawrence Okolie stepping in for a British title. What are your thoughts on Lawrence's quick rise through the ranks?
I think that is a great fight. I mean, that fight has come well before its time. That could be fight of the night. Okolie is a devastating puncher, but very, very raw. Askin has trained very hard for this fight. He's kind of in a great period in his career where he's looked better than ever. They're very, very confident, and that's a real 50-50 fight.
Now over the weekend, we saw Canelo and Ggg-Canelo. What were your thoughts on that fight?
I haven't watched the fight in full, can you believe everyone? But you know, the parts that I saw, Canelo looked like he was backing him up and beating him up. But the general feeling is that Ggg-Canelo won the fight by a couple of rounds. But you can't call it a robbery, you know, if you think someone won it by 1 or 2 rounds. So apparently it was a great fight.
That's a bit of a surprise as somebody like you, Eddie, and watch it, especially when you consider the fighters you have in your stable.
I haven't got 36 minutes. That's the problem.
And we've just saw a little clip as well of Mayweather-Pacquaio released over social media. How does that potentially affect Khan-Brook?
Well, I think it's good news for a Khan-Brook fight if Mayweather-Pacquiao happens, but I don't personally believe it will. But you know, we'll see.
We've obviously been waiting, like Amir's come out saying he wants to stay active. We don't know what will happen now with Pacquiao. Do you think that Amir will wait for the Pacquiao fight now, or he will just push for Brook?
Not if he boxes in, you know, in December against someone else. Amir will box himself in December or in January, February.
We finally had it confirmed. Usyk Bellew, how excited were you to finally get that over the line?
Unbelievable. I mean, I wish we had a stadium because the demand for tickets is out of control. There's due to be a press conference on Monday, but I heard Frank Warren said there's the media tour starts on Monday for Wilder against Fury. So we'll probably have to go Tuesday for that press conference, but all the details and tickets will be on sale next week.
Alright, I'm going to have to shoot because there's obviously a lot of noise here, but thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
No problem.